In this video, we will be discussing about 12 important abbreviations and their meaning. So first we will learn about what does abbreviation mean. Let's discuss about it. An abbreviation is a shortened form of a written word or phrase. Abbreviations may be used to save space and time, to avoid repetition of long words and phrases, or simply to conform to conventional usage. So, some important abbreviations we will be discussing about today is email, RE, AM, PM, ETC, BC, BCE, AD, PE, CC, and what. So, the first abbreviation is PE. What does it mean? It means physical education. So, in school, PE is the school subject in which students do physical exercises or take part in physical games and sports. PE is an abbreviation for physical education. But the PE can be used in business term too. What does it mean in business term? The price to earning ratio, PE ratio, is the ratio for valuing a company that measures its current share price relative to its per share earning, EPS. The price to earning ratio is also sometimes known as the price multiple or the earning multiple. Let's see how to use PE in school terms. So you can use in a way like I have to be in PE class at 10 o'clock. In that way you can use. So in PE class, PE students learn to work as a team, develop healthy personal fitness habits, and set fitness goals now and throughout their lives. That means physical education is a required academic subject that teaches participation in lifelong, healthy, enhancing physical activity. Let's discuss about new abbreviation. So RE is a short for regarding, which is an abbreviation often used in the subject line of a reply to an email. It indicates that the current message was sent as a reply to a previous message. There is some disagreement about what RE actually means. Some argue that it comes from the Latin phrase in RE, which means in the matter of. Others argue that is just an abbreviation for reply, replying, or regarding. RE is added to the subject line of the message automatically by the email client when a user in the message thread replies to the original message. The subject line begins with RE, which is followed by a colon and the original email title, that is capital R, capital E, colon, the original message subject. So let's discuss about it. How can we use RE colon to write in a business letter? So keep in mind that RE means equivalent to subject when you are going to write a letter. So what will be the format? First, at the top of the letter you will write RE colon. That means the subject. What will be your subject? Like tax payment. Then the next line will be to whom it may concern and dear sir. After that, write other body part of the letter. Next abbreviation is BCC. What does it mean? It means blind carbon copy. Let's discuss when should you use BCC in an email. For security and privacy reasons, it is best to use the blind carbon copy BCC feature when sending an email message to a large number of people. When you place email addresses in the BCC field of a message, those addresses are invisible to the recipient of the email. So, blind carbon copy is a way of sending emails to multiple people without them knowing who else is receiving the email. So remember this, it is best to use blind carbon copy BCC features when sending an email message to a large number of people. So the next word is email. What does it mean? It means electronic mail. So how can we use the word email as a noun? As a noun means messages distributed by electronic means from one computer user to one or more recipient via a network. Like you can say, reading email has become the first task of the morning. Reading email. Here email is a noun. So let's discuss about how can we use as a verb. Like as a verb we can say send an email to someone. You can say you can email me at my normal address. Or he sent an email. So, email, short for electronic mail, is one of the most widely used feature of the internet. Along with the web, it allows you to send and receive messages to and from anyone with an email addresses anywhere in the world. The next word abbreviation is etc. dot. How to pronounce this word? Etc. So let's discuss about it, how to use it, when to use it. So the word etc. is a Latin phrase. At means and, cetera means the rest. The abbreviation of etc. is etc. dot. Etc. means in another word is and so on. It means continuing the list that was started before. etc. will come at the end of the sentence. You could write period after etc. Use etc. when you begin a list that you will not complete. You can see in the example, it indicates that there are other items in the list beside the ones you explicitly mention. Bring candles, ribbon, balloons, hats, etc. for the party. So here is, you can see etc. dot I have mentioned because I don't want to mention the other things. The abbreviation etc. is more common than the full phrase in business and technical writing. So the next word is vet, V-E-T, vet. So what does it mean? Who is called vet? A vet means a veterinarian. A vet is also known as a veterinary surgeon or veterinary physician, is a professional who practices veterinary medicines by treating disease, disorder and injuries in non-human animals. So as a noun, vet means animal's doctor. But remember this, wet can be used as a verb. As the verb wet means to carefully examine beforehand. For example, your boss might ask you to vet people's application before calling them for interviews. So how can we use the word wet as a noun? You can use in a sentence like the farmer called out a vet to treat a sick cow. Here we use the word wet as a noun. So you can use the wet as a verb or as a noun in a sentence. So the next word is CC. Like it means carbon copy. You can use the word CC in a daily life sentence. So, if you say that one person or thing is a carbon copy of another, you mean that they look or behave exactly like them. So, you can say that he is a carbon copy of her mother. The another meaning of carbon copy is like a carbon copy is a copy of a piece of writing that is made using carbon paper, or near or exact duplicate of a given person or thing, like replica. So you can use the word CC in a sentence like I will need a carbon copy of a receipt. He is a copy of her brother. So remember, this carbon copy means mirror image, copy, double, duplicate, imitation. The next word is AM. The term we associate with the morning AM is an abbreviation of the Latin phrase antemeridium, meaning before midday. 12 at night, which we know as 12 AM, is exactly 12 hours after the previous noon and before the coming noon. Note that when AM ends a sentence, it is not necessary to place an additional period at the end. And for our final writing tips, these abbreviations specify an hour's relation to noon. It is not necessary to use morning, evening, night or a clock with them. So you can use AM in a sentence like I reached there at 7 AM. What does AM mean here? Obviously, in the morning time. So remember this, AM is used to describe the first portion of the day, like the first 12 hours. The abbreviation is PM. PM stands for post meridium or afternoon in a Latin, and it's used to describe the second portion of the day, the final 12 hours. That's why time is labeled with the AM or PM, so that we can identify which portion of the day the time reference belongs to. So you can say post meridium means after midday or afternoon. When using a 12-hour clock, then these terms clarify the time we have in mind. 12 AM is midnight, whereas 12 PM is midday. This is not necessary when using a 24-hour clock. So you can write AM and PM in a capital letters and lowercase too. Both are correct. Let's see the example of PM, how to use it. The celebration of Eid will start at 6 PM. Here 6 PM is a time mentioned. So obviously 6 PM is an evening time. So guys, PM post meridian means afternoon. So it refers any time after midday when using 12-hour clock. Remember this. And you can put period between A and PM, and without period is also correct. The next word is AD, and AD stands for Anno Domini. Let's discuss about it. What does it mean? So AD stands for Latin phrase Anno Domini, which means in the year of our Lord. AD generally applies to the time since Christ's birth. Christ's birth is commonly used as the central point from which the years are counted. Started with AD 1, we count forward until we reach the present year. About another abbreviation which is related to AD is BC. What does BC mean? BC means before Christ. BC refer to all the time that passed before the birth of Christ. Before Christ also means before Common Era, BCE. So we use BC before the birth of Christ. Let's learn the term AD and BC by drawing a chart, so you can grasp the concept easily. So you can see in the scale the time before the birth of Jesus Christ is BC, and the time after the birth of Jesus Christ is AD. So you can see 3000 BC. So here 3000 BC means birth of Jesus Christ, the time before the birth of Jesus Christ. And you can see the 2000 AD means after the birth of Jesus Christ. I hope you understand the difference between the BC and AD and how can we use it. The next abbreviation is A.S.A.P. What does it mean? It means as soon as possible. Possible means as quickly as possible, immediately, as soon as possible. So the as soon as possible means the earliest time. Let's try to use as soon as possible in a sentence. You can see on your screen, there is an example. She had to get a car as soon as possible. So here, as soon as possible means as early as you can, or as early as it possible. If you like this video, don't forget to share it. Thank you.